Dear Africa Business Jumpstarters, a very, very warm welcome to our special live session where I want to introduce to you a 5-step plan B for Africa. As I said, this is going to be a straightforward session. We're going to dive right in. I'm going to share my screen. And let me check with you. I can see John and Daniel Udo. Can you see my screen? Can you give me a thumbs up? Fantastic. Excellent. All right. Let's get started. A globe in crisis. How to start a plan B in Africa in 5 steps. And before I give you the 5 steps, I want to quickly give you some context. Of course, we all know the context. It's very important that I set up the right tone so you understand the urgency and the importance of this particular session. In my research, I recently came across this particular YouTube video, and it shows you a group of Swedish students who are at school preparing for worst case scenario. That does not just include the energy problems and power shortages, but it includes actually war in Sweden, because Sweden worries about an invasion from Russia. There are other YouTube videos, you have probably seen it, about people prepping, all right, preparing. It's not just happening in the United States, it's happening very much in Europe too. Here again is a Swedish dad who trains his daughter how to survive in emergencies when supplies are running out. The German government has warned the citizens of Germany, and that means a lot because government usually tries to stay, really neutral on issues like that as long as they can. Store food and water for 10 days in the event of a power outage. So governments like Sweden and Germany are actually distributing emergency lists to their citizens, what they have to prep for in case of an emergency. And this is really happening across the globe now in the Western countries, because governments, as much as they wanted to hide it last year, they are now preparing their citizens because they themselves can see the risks at the horizon. You may have seen this image across the news. It shows citizens of Sri Lanka bathing in the pool, in the swimming pool of the president. And Sri Lanka has been actually a rising economy over the last few years. It's been doing very, very well in terms of national development. However, even a country like that was on an upward trend economically has just failed, and there is 130% inflation happening in Sri Lanka. The economy has collapsed, and these protests took over the government palace, or the president's palace rather. This is China. In the top you can see hundreds and hundreds of thousands of apartment buildings that are empty. You can see for the first time Chinese citizens protesting on the streets because the banks are not allowing them to access their money, or have defaulted on their mortgages. So basically the mortgages and the apartments are lost. This is a very rare scene. And just before yesterday, the Chinese government sent tanks against these protesters. Here you will see the new standoff between China and Australia. Australia, in very real terms, is worrying about an invasion of China. And this is at the top of politics in Australia, how to defend Australia. So very, very much happening right now. Here you can see a farmers' protest in the center of the Netherlands. We have, of course, seen that in Canada and other countries as well. Here you will see a complete drought in the Grand Rio Valley in Texas. When you are listening to farmers in Texas right now, these are huge commercial farmers. They're warning US citizens because they already know that they are not producing enough. So you have Texan farmers warning US citizens to prepare in regards to food because their lands are going dry. You can see companies being out of business because of power shortages, product shortages, staff shortages. Of course, we had the baby formula shortage in the US, empty shelves with a very essential product, such as baby formula. And this is not Ukraine, the Africa Business Jumpstarters. This is the United Kingdom. There's not a war happening in the United Kingdom. These are the fires that were erupting as a result of the heat wave, the recent heat wave. So these pictures are just a few days old. You had houses burning, and even these cars that you can see that burned down. This is in the east of London. I have lived in the United Kingdom for 13 years, never seen anything like it. Not only did the heat record go through the roof, it didn't just go through the roof by a 1 or 2 degree, but by 4 to 5 degree, which is enormous. So needless to say, dear Africa Business Jumpstarters, and I think we're all aware of it, some of us more than others, that the world is in a maybe free fall mode in a way that we have not seen before, economically, socially, environmentally, and politically. The worst thing you can do is to sit idle and to wait for the world to return where it was in 2019 and prior to that. When you are following analysts, they're saying we have not seen anything like it in our lifetime. The only thing that they can refer it to is the Great Recession and hunger during the early, around 2000. Around 1918 during the Weimar Republic, and then leading into 1926 and 27, where the Great Recession then really, took off and actually also resulted in, dictatorship in Germany, for example. So we can see also a lot of unrest during times like that. So, of course, what are the stages for all of us? Well, generally, I'm sure a lot of us feel a lack of safety, security. Some of us are fearful or worried. And it's important that we take the right action and prepare. As a result of our preparation, then, we can have at least a sense of balance, a sense of safety, and an ability to defy the storm. And I think this is absolutely crucial, and that is what this session is about. So welcome, dear Africa Business Jumpstarters, our 5-step Plan B for Africa. So here are the steps that I believe you should take. Number 1, you need to choose the best country in Africa to look for a Plan B. And I will share what I believe the best countries will be. Number 2, you also need to choose an investment or business model that can be fast and has good returns, because, let's face it, you don't have 5 years to build a business. Number 3, you need to aim for high flexibility in times of crises, and I will show you what exactly I mean by that and which concrete action steps you should take. Number 4, seek an existing community with the same goals. And number 5, take action steps to weather the storm. So I will show you in a little bit more detail how these 5 action steps will look like, so you can diversify your risk and prepare for a storm. Step number 1, choose the best country. In my view, the best countries right now are Rwanda, Tanzania, the islands of Zanzibar and Cape Verde, Ghana, Botswana, and Namibia. And you may ask me how I came up with this particular selection. 3 key factors. Number 1, low inflation relatively to the rest of the countries. Ghana usually has a little bit more higher inflation than the other countries, but generally low inflation. This is crucial during times of recession. These countries were also not really affected by the 2008-2009 global recession that we saw, where, of course, a lot of companies in the US and the UK and Europe defaulted. And these were the countries that kind of weathered the storm quite well. Number 2, very important, these are overall peaceful countries, meaning these are countries that are not known for political or civil unrest. This is crucial because in times of crisis, the social and political unrest is one of the main concerns for inhabitants and for the residents. So these countries are generally very peaceful. And number 3, they have an easy business environment overall, meaning that with whatever plan you have in terms of business and investment, you can start relatively fast. And as an investor and foreign investor, you are safeguarded by law, you're protected. Okay, so this is why I chose these countries. Again, Ghana is a little bit more connected to the global financial industries than the rest. Ghana is still a good country to keep in mind. So in my view, for those 3 reasons, those are the best countries. Step number 2, choose an investment or business model that can be fast and that have good returns. Again, starting a business and building a business is not easy. You do not really have 5 years to kick it off. You need a plan B or a diversification strategy right now. Number 1, invest or start a business in the context of real estate in Africa. Real estate in Africa is generally very much on an upward trend. And we're not talking about a bubble. We're talking about a healthy trend in regards to healthy demand and increasing demand, because guess what? More and more people are looking at Africa for their plan B. And I just had many friends over, a lot of guests from the US, from Germany, the Netherlands, Switzerland. All of them are looking for a plan B. Some were here for 3-4 weeks. They kind of bought their investment. They, assessed the situation on the ground for a plan B. My friends from the US, actually, these are a total of 3 families. They already said they're moving because the US is going down the hill. They're worried for their safety, worried for the safety of their children, and they're moving to Rwanda. Others have bought something. They're not moving yet, but they want to be prepared. All right. So there is a healthy demand for the real estate and a growing demand. It is not the real estate bubble we see in the West right now. Number 2, the best investment and business model is a knowledge and service-based business. Why? Because it can be set up very fast without major investment. You do not need land, permits, equipment. You don't need any of that. I have done an entire training session on that. You will find it on YouTube, and I will put the link also below on the YouTube video. So you can rewatch it. Right now in our Africa Business Academy, we're actually getting together with our Academy members, and we've set up a challenge to build a knowledge and service-based business within 3 months. So I believe this is how fast you can get started and make money. And number 3, of course, are passive income business models. This is very important because it allows you a lot of flexibility and a good return on your investment, and you do not need to be there every day to manage your business. All right. So again, what are the best investment and business models for your plan B? Those 3: real estate businesses and investments. Number 2, knowledge and service-based businesses. And number 3, passive income businesses. More time-consuming, but extremely relevant are also those 2. Number 1, agricultural land and food. I've said this before. The richest in the West are buying off agricultural land. All right, you probably heard that Bill Gates, who is known for IT and computers, is now the biggest landowner in the US. There's a reason for that, because they see what is coming. The combination of climate change, trade wars, supply chain issues, you name it, are going to really lead into a food crisis, not in Africa or India, globally, to an extent that we have not seen before. And maybe one quick pointer, you may Google it. You know Nicole Kidman, that actress, Hollywood actress, and there are other celebrities which are now to be seen on videos and certain shows eating insects out of bowls. Why are they eating larvae and grasshoppers out of bowls? These Hollywood actors and actresses and these celebrities, guess what? Because government wants to prepare us for a global food crisis. Again, I can go into a lot of detail in this regard because I have done in-depth research, and I know some of you have done it too. But some of you don't have the time to do the research. So I'm letting you know how serious this is. Therefore, if you are based in Africa and you own land already, because maybe it's a land you own with your family, or because you want to buy land, that's one of your best investments that you can make. You can also partner with local farmers so they produce on your land, so you don't have to do it, and you can have a deal with them. But the access to land for food production or going into the business of food is crucial and extremely relevant. Number 2 also are green businesses. So anything in terms of climate change and green production is going to be the future. And we're going to see a lot of policy changes happening in a rapid time. And I've made you aware already that the EU, for example, is going to introduce a green tax. In the meanwhile, I would argue that 95 or even 99% of African producers, manufacturers, and exporters are unaware of that green tax, and it will harm them in the future. So here you go. These are the best investments and businesses. The first 3 are the ones that you can start fastest and with a good return. Having said that, the other 2, agricultural land, food, and green businesses, are most relevant. They will succeed, and get yourself some land, even in the US if you have to, or even in Europe. So let's have a quick look at these first 3 top business and investment models. Let's look at real estate. Here you see Vision City in Kigali, phase 1, a 2-bedroom apartment at one point was costing 110,000 US dollars. Okay, that was last year. Let's say you're renting this out for short-term rental, visitors, business people at $500 a week. You could even get more for it. You are getting an income of 2,000 US dollars per month, completely passive. There are people who can do the apartment management for you. So this means completely passive. So that means instead of having your money sitting in a European or American bank where it will most definitely bleed value, especially if you have saved for a lot of years, your money will bleed value. Latest by the end of this, it's already bleeding value, but it will get worse probably by the end of this year or in 2023. It is a much better avenue to invest your money in African real estate, be it land or apartments, that make you a return on your investment. And the value of the real estate will go up again, of course. So you have a passive income, plus you have an asset for years or decades to come. Now, I can tell you, I had this offer of 110,000 US dollars, and there were, several units free last year. And I kind of took my time because I was building my own house. Right now, you can't find any empty space in Vision City, but not only that, for people who want to rent because they're visiting Kigali for a week or two, it is at times impossible to find rental because they're all packed. This is just one example among many across Africa. Number two, knowledge or service-based business. So this is putting your knowledge, your skills, your expertise into a product or service offering. This can be across the board. Important is that you come up with a business model that is most relevant for your local market. This is something we are doing with the Africa Business Academy at the moment, so I'm not going to go into more detail. If you want to have more information about how this knowledge or service-based business could look like, again, you can watch my free YouTube video on that, where I give a 1-hour presentation how exactly to get this started or set this up. Or you can join our Africa Business Academy, where I have chosen a group of 20, and we are doing this in real time, accessible to all other members, Academy members, so you can learn and replicate. Number three, passive income model. There's so many. It's one of my passion, my expertise, and we're going to focus more on that also in the Academy, because I know several of you are here right now. But let me give you one idea. Bike rentals. A mountain bike like this, let's say, can be bought as around $300. All right, I know you can spend more for it, but you can get a good, decent mountain bike for $300, $400. So let's start with that. Let's say you made an investment into 10 bikes. You're spending 3,000 US dollars. That's your investment. If you're now renting it at $15 per person per day, and you have 10 bikes, your maximum income is $150 per day, which makes $5,400 a month. Passive. Once those people are renting the bikes, they're gone, all right? And you do not need to sit in those little shops or bike, in that little, whatever you want to call it, bike rental outlet. You don't need to sit there. You have a manager who does it for you. The investment is $3,000. If you want to get better bikes, okay, make it $4,000 or $5,000 for 10 bikes. Your maximum income is $4,000. It's $4,400. It can even be more, because let me tell you, I rented bikes at Lake Kivu in Rwanda. I did not pay $15 per day. I paid $15 for 3 hours. So that means that you actually can increase the maximum because you can, wrap this around hours or provide that for half a day, all right? This is complete passive income. I have many of these models up my sleeve, by the way. I love passive income models. And these are models relevant for Africa that can be set up very fast and easily. Again, these are the kind of models we're going to go into more detail in the Africa Business Academy. Step number 3, aim for high flexibility. What do I mean? Number 1, around your money. Number 2, around your residence. Number 3, around permits and travel. And then you will see on the next page, number 4, around your business. Let's start with your money. Your money at the moment, as I said, is already bleeding value in US banks and European banks, and that will just continue. Not only is it bleeding value, but you may be aware of it, that during the times of economic recession or even a depression, banks can do bail-ins. What does that mean? A bail-in means that when a bank struggles to survive, it can, by law, take some of your money to bail itself out. So when the government is saying we're not prepared to bail you out, a bank can go for bail-ins. You can call it lawful robbery, all right? But by law, this is the small print, by law, they are allowed to take your money because you're using your creditors, and they can use your money to bail themselves out. These risks are becoming more real, really. And we have seen that in the past, in the US, even in banks in Cyprus and in Greece and in other countries as well. So this is a real risk. And therefore I'm saying, do not have all your money sitting in one Western bank. Instead, the best thing you can do, or the fastest thing you can do wherever you're residing now in one country, spread it among 2 or 3 banks or even 4 banks. But I would say, take the money you have in savings or in your bank, invest it in land or a residential property in Africa instead. Number 1. Number 2, deposit some of your money in an African bank. The reason being, we saw during the 2008-2009 recession that African banks were not going down like the banks in the West, because to some extent, they have a more independent system. Yes, the value may go down, but the bank will not default or close. And here in Africa, you have national banks, regional banks, and international banks. Even the international banks have some kind of independency, but I would suggest you go with a strong national or regional bank. Just to give you an example, a strong national bank here in Rwanda is the Bank of Kigali. It is a national bank. A strong regional bank is Equity Bank that you have across East Africa, or EcoBank, for example, that you have across Africa. These are African banks, or the Bank of Africa. So take some of your money and have it in one of those banks in a different currency and in US dollars. You want both. Because sometimes, they cap the US or they cap the local currency in regards to how much you can take out daily. I also highly recommend that you have online banking, not just with your Western banks, but also with your African banks. And I have to say that my move to Africa, one of the biggest challenges was around my money. Moving it between different banks, actually not so much. It was more like, as an example, having my money, in cryptocurrency, for example, and then that cryptocurrency platform was not allowed in Africa. and the platform, the cryptocurrency platform, shut down my account. All right. And they didn't care that I lost money because Bitcoin and everything was just on the down. So, you know, you have to take care of these aspects and really spread your money. This is vital during a global recession. Number 2, your residence. I would shoot for dual residence or even triple. And that doesn't mean that you necessarily live in all countries, but to make sure that you have permits to enter several countries and to stay there for a longer period of time. And the way I see it, this will happen over the next few years. And when you see too many people leaving a country or going into another country, you know, then the laws will also become stricter. We can also already see it with Rwanda in terms of their immigration law and in terms of setting up a business. Now it's not just enough to set up a business. They want to know exactly what kind of business, how many Rwandese are you employing, things like that, all right? So it's getting a little bit tougher already. And we will see that across Africa. And therefore, I would say come in early and set yourself up. For me, I have access to Germany because I'm a national of Germany. That's my passport. I have also access to the United Kingdom, where I lived for 13 years, because of course, you know, this is still, it's not the European Union anymore, but citizens from Europe, nationals from Europe still have free access. And I now live in Rwanda, so I have a residence permit here and a business here. But guess what? I'm already planning my next investment in another country in the region. All right, where even when something comes, I can quickly pack my bag and move to the next country or something in the region, okay? So I'm looking at dual or 3 countries actually. Well, in my case, 3 countries where I can easily kind of hop from one to the next as is required. You do not need to be rich to do that. I just want to let you know that. I have a friend who started with absolutely nothing. She came to Rwanda. She opened a tiny, tiny shop where she bought a juice maker from the supermarket, you know, and she offered locally made juice. And I mean, the shop was maybe 2 by 2 meter, very tiny. But by doing so, and then employing 2 ladies that help her, and then selling her juice, she was able to gain that resident status. And now her business is growing, I'm happy to say. Number 3, permits and travel. You want to make sure that your passports are in good standing. For us who have, you know, who come from Europe or even Africa, this is kind of a given. I think for those of you in the US, it's not, which is very strange for the rest of the world, because the rest of the world has passports. There's no such thing as I don't have a passport. Make sure your document is in good standing. I would also highly suggest the Africa Business Jumpstarters that you get a police clearance right now. Because when you're investing in Africa or moving to Africa, a lot of countries will ask for a police clearance. Once the globe or the West is in chaos, this may be very difficult to get. It may be very complicated or take a long time to get. Now, where things are still pretty much orderly, I would say get a police clearance, add that to your file of documents so you have it ready in case you're moving or investing. The same goes for driving license and birth certificates. For example, for the permits for my children to stay here with me, I needed to present birth certificates. And lastly, in terms of flexibility, well, we already said it, you need high business flexibility for a plan B. And that flexibility, again, is given through real estate, through knowledge and service-based businesses, and through passive income businesses, such as rentals of certain equipment. Step number 4, seek an existing community. I cannot stress enough how important I believe this aspect is. When the world is in turmoil and a lot of people and all of us worry, one of our biggest strongholds will be a community of people who have the same goals and ambitions, so that we can come together to support each other, inform each other, step in for each other. This could even be locally when you're already in Africa. You know, what happens during a power outrage? Do you have enough equipment? Maybe some of you have electricity, the other have gas, someone else has solar. How can you come together as a community to share that? What about if there's no petrol in the gas stations anymore? You know, again, do you have cars that you can share because someone else still has gas or petrol in their car tank? Or maybe bikes that you have in the community? By the way, talking about the passive income model regarding bikes, I wanted to actually add, this is for people who want to do sports or do a trip during the weekend. But guess what happens if, who knows, petrol prices, gas prices are even climbing higher, or as we have seen already in Senegal, Nigeria, and Kenya, where there was shortage already, same in South Africa, there was shortage of gas, petrol, we call it in British English. And what happens then? Well, your passive income business with the bike rental, let me tell you, that will absolutely boom, all right? So very relevant. So seek an existing community. I think this is very, very important. Don't worry in isolation. Don't prepare in isolation. And step number 5, take your first action steps. For example, as I've mentioned, move money out of your bank in the West to a bank in Africa to diversify your risk. Number 2, invest your savings into real estate, because sitting in your Western bank accounts, they will be bleeding value, or there's the risk for the bank to be shut down and to conduct bail-ins, and your money will be lost. Number 3, set up a passive income business in Africa, such as the one I've showed you with the bike rental, not bank rental, with the bike rental. I will also share soon a video on my YouTube channel with a water sports center. So I was traveling to the coast, and you will find out more on that in my upcoming YouTube video. And I saw a water sports center at the coast. And of course, I talked to the people there. Absolutely amazing. You know, just to give you a quick insight, you basically buy the water equipment if you are in a country with a coast, such as Tanzania, such as Ghana, and you invest in the equipment, for example, surfing, snorkeling, you know, kite surfing, and you set it up next to 5-star hotels. And I talked with the people, and the income is absolutely amazing compared to the initial setup you have to make. I then asked, who is the owner? And they told me he's Egyptian. And I said, where is the owner? And they said, he's in Egypt. So I was in Zanzibar, Tanzania. And that just shows you these passive income business models are simple, fast, highly flexible, and with an amazing return on investment you can only dream of. Of course, it will need some time and effort and energy to put in the beginning until you get this running, maybe 6 months, you know, but this is seriously not rocket science. If you have 15,000 US dollars sitting somewhere, are you going to have it in savings into your bank, or are you going to take a slight risk, because in the bank it's risky as well, or you take a slight risk, open a water center in Ghana or Zanzibar next to some 5-star hotels and have it managed by locals while you don't have to be there? Again, I haven't done it myself. I have interviewed the people who have done it. And for me, it's a non-brainer to have these kind of models to diversify your risk during turbulent times. Number 4, select a country out of the 6 that I have suggested. And if you have missed it, because I can see a lot of you are joining now, we have over 300 people in the Zoom room, you can watch the replay on YouTube. Select a country and have the documents ready to travel or to relocate. And that means select your country in real terms and then inform yourself, what documents do I have to have in order to possibly move to that country or in order to invest in that country, and get the documents ready now. And number 5, join a community, which brings me to a new effort that I put into making my offerings more relevant. Welcome to Dr. Harnet's Africa Real Estate Network. So up to this point, I think I made it in time. I showed you the 5 steps in how to start a investment, a business within a Plan B strategy for Africa. And I have thought myself over the last few months how I can make my offerings more relevant to you in times of crisis and turbulences. And hands down, what I have found working now across Africa is that the real estate market is one of the best investment sectors at the moment in Africa, be it because you are investing into an apartment that you want to rent or have for Airbnb, be it because you want to just buy a plot that is yours, or a plot of land that you can develop over time, and you can still get it cheaply now, and your money is invested into a plot rather than bleeding in the bank. And so over the last few months, I have worked on an Africa real estate network. This means, in very real terms, I have sat together with very, very renowned and successful real estate developers and agents in several countries. We have discussed, we have networked, we have talked about win-win solutions. They very much see a trend also from the West, very interestingly, especially African diaspora, African Americans who are seeming to flee from the US in droves, and also very new Europeans who are also looking for a Plan B, all right? And so I found the entire sector to be one of the best sectors to invest in, again, be it in apartments, houses, or even in land plots for agricultural production and food production. So here is our focus for this year. We're going to start with the following markets: Rwanda, Tanzania, Zanzibar, and Ghana. So we have already introduced some of these real estate opportunities in Ghana, and now we're signing agreements with Rwanda, Tanzania, and Zanzibar. So these are the markets, the countries we will cover in 2022, both in terms of residential real estate, commercial real estate, and agricultural land. Possibly we will add Cape Verde this year, because one of our Africa business coaches, she has traveled to Cape Verde, and she said, similar than Zanzibar, it's absolutely amazing in terms of opportunity. What Zanzibar and Cape Verde have in common are their islands, and they're quite fertile islands. The opportunities there are amazing. Zanzibar has opened up to foreign investors, and foreign investors can even own some land there. Okay, so I'm giving all of this away for you. You can run with it, but we have partnered with very trusted real estate developers. All of them have even deals with the government of the respective countries. So if government trusts them to do big projects, I'm sure within their big projects, we can find the right units for you. We had units as cheap as 15,000 US dollars. 15,000 US dollars for a studio. And I'm telling you, a very nice one. Those have already sold up, and they're coming again up in phase 2 in 2023, and then all the way to $500,000. You have every single range that you can think of, from studio to 1-bedroom flats, 2-bedroom houses, if you wish. You can even get access to small hotels if you want to invest more. We had a beautiful hotel set up at Lake Kivu, for example. They are looking to sell. So for each kind of income group, if you don't even have the minimum of 15,000 US dollars to invest in one of those units, you can come on board in terms of providing services. So that means you can become an agent or a reseller for some of these developers. In 2023, we will add Kenya, Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa, and Southern Africa, Morocco, and possibly Senegal and the Gambia. So again, the way I chose these countries are based on low risk, are based on trending real estate, are also based on where is the diaspora trending towards, and also making sure that you are protected by law as an investor. On these grounds, I have chosen these to be the best markets for our real estate network. All right, so again, the idea of the real estate network, and I've said it before, I'm giving you all the information. You can really take it and, you know, pave out your own way. That was what this session was for, to make you aware of the urgency, to make you aware of the best 5 steps and what really counts, and that there's no time to be lost, in my view. I know that many of you have started to prepare, but many of you have not yet started. And this is absolutely crucial. And, you know, once everyone kind of runs crazy, it will become more difficult and more competitive. So I believe this is the perfect time now until the end of the year to get this done. It may be your biggest achievement in 2022. I don't know what else you have achieved, or let's say it may be one of your most important achievements in 2022. All right, so what I'm providing now is a network, a community. So you don't feel like, okay, where do I even start? Who is informing me? Who do I contact? Who do I trust when I contact them? We also know that sometimes land titles in some countries, you know, are not safe. You don't really know who owns them. So there's a lot of issues and fear and worry around that. So with the real estate network that I have created, I'm taking that out. And you're joining a community. The other thing is, if you are in real estate, you're an interior designer, an architect, a real estate engineer, or an agent or whatever, you can also join the real estate network, not to just buy, but also to connect with other people in your industry and make deals with each other. All right, so it's for both. So this is one of the units we're going to sell. This is a larger unit, absolutely, but there are also apartments inside there, you know. So this is actually an apartment unit. We have houses similar like that going up to $500,000, but I can see this is the 3-storage one. So this is an apartment unit, and this is actually, these are the kind of units we have in our portfolio. So what I'm looking at, and this is very important for me to stress, in the Africa Real Estate Network, we are not really showing you just family houses, 5-bedroom family houses. what we're really after is looking for some of the best investment opportunity that make you a great return when you are renting them, for example, or selling them on. Of course, you can live in them yourself, but we're looking at amazing locations, trending locations, trending countries, and trending real estate insights. So I highly suggest that you invest your money and that you diversify during a recession. Here's what you will get with the Africa Real Estate Network. Number one, you will get lifetime access to attractive real estate investments in Rwanda, Tanzania, Zanzibar, and Ghana, starting this year, among other destinations we will add in Africa next year. You can buy and invest directly with ease, all right? So there's no kind of scheme, you know, I know these real estate schemes that I've seen in the US. I fall for one of those schemes, I have to say. Didn't deliver really what they promised, but we are just the network. So you are meeting the developers, the real estate agents, and their developments yourself. We're going to present them to you, and you make the decision to buy. You will also get lifetime access to our real estate pool of trusted developers and other experts, live on Zoom and also via email. Of course, you can reach out to them at any time you want, so you can ask questions and meet them before you invest. You also get the latest market insights from experts. So if you are generally someone who is interested in real estate or purchasing land, we are going to bring the experts together. That means instead of doing research online, you have people who are on the ground building right now, developing. They have been in the industry for years or even decades across markets in Africa, and you will get the market's insights from them. It allows you to invest your money safely and with a solid return on investment during a recession, and get the titles for apartments, houses, and land plots from trusted sources. All right, so again, this is not a scheme that you're joining. You will have the direct contact with very trusted agents that I'm choosing, and you will get the titles. You will get the land titles or the titles for the house or the apartment once you have purchased. And several of them also have payment schemes, you know, where you don't have to pay everything upfront. You can pay in 3 to 4 installments. It depends really from development to development. We have also discussed, you know, other amazing kind of deals where, for example, a member of my academy, she saved $15,000 because she got the first taste of our real estate network. That was in the very early days, a couple of months ago, when I started to set this all up. Guess what? I said to the real estate developer, okay, I'm going to put it in front of my community, but you have to go down. And he had the house everywhere for $110,000, and he went down to 95 just for our clients for a month. Guess what? Did her academy membership, because at the time we didn't have the real estate network, did that pay off? Absolutely. She just saved $15,000 because we discussed those savings for her. All right. So this is what we can do when we come together as a group. And lastly, and this is very important to all of us, we also contribute towards the development of Africa. All right. Because the real estate sector is a huge sector that provides a lot of jobs, a lot of income to the local economy. And therefore, by investing into these real estate opportunities, it's a win-win-win for a lot of parties. Okay, so of course, I know most of you are saying, okay, what is my investment to become part of this real estate, Africa Real Estate Network? And again, it's lifetime access. So once you have paid, that's it, you're in. Once you have paid, you're in. There's no membership, there's no reoccurrence fee yearly, you're in for lifetime, okay? Now, we are starting with small tests. As I said, we already had people investing here and they saved 15,000 buying here. Actually, I had two people. One was an academy member, and another one, I have to confess, was a friend who I said, you know what, we'll get you that discount. And the developer knew it was a friend and he agreed. So two of them bought, and we saved them a total of 30,000 US dollars. Yeah, so that means we are actually testing it a little bit right now in terms of getting the first things out. And we will officially launch in September. Okay, so in just over a month, really. We will officially launch in September, just over a month, but we will send you offers already, and you can start buying with the offers we're sending you. Now, today I'm offering a launch price, meaning when I launch it officially and we're rolling this out officially, the price will increase. Okay, I will maybe give it a little bit of a higher price in September, maybe also already full price. So right now, you can go in for the launch offer, Dear Africa Business Jumpstarters, at 197 US dollars. That's it. You pay 197 US dollars and you are in for lifetime. Access to trusted real estate, access to market insights, land plots that you can trust, and you don't need to worry about the titles, and also the expertise, also the network. We're also going to bring in bankers who want to, you know, I've met them as well, bringing bankers right now, just in Rwanda, who want to, you know, give loans, for example, and mortgages. Of course, they're also special kind of ways to do it. You have to have 3 months banked or something for a mortgage. But I know many of you are on the continent already. So we're bringing you these contacts. I mean, this is really a lot of value. And you're just paying 197 for lifetime right now. My goal is to increase it to 497, so 500 first, okay? So this is it really. Now quickly, for those in the Academy, Africa Business Academy, and I know many of you want to join the Academy, I'm going to share the link in a minute in the chat box. For those of you on Zoom, we're still over 300 people on Zoom. And for those of you who watch the YouTube replay, you will then find the link under the YouTube video. If you're in the Academy already, or you wanted to join the Academy, which as you all know by now is my membership group, where you share, this is a $97 per month, but with the Africa Business Academy, we're not just doing real estate, we're doing any African business. Then the Africa Real Estate Network is included, all right? So dear ABBA family, for those of you in the room, and I've seen many of you in the room, don't worry, you're covered because you're an ABBA member. You are getting, this is my bonus gift for you, dear ABBA, because again, you're my most important group. For the Academy, you get the access for free. And in fact, we are having the first training, a quick training on Monday. It will be a very quick, actually not training, introduction on Monday. It was meant to be for tomorrow, but he excused himself. He cannot do it tomorrow. We'll see him for Monday. This is for Rwanda. And it will be recorded as well. All right. So again, for the Academy, I'm not going to go into detail. This is my inner circle. Any business you want to start in Africa, not just in real estate. The passive income businesses I mentioned, setting up a water sports center, bike rental. I have a lot of other passive income streams up my sleeve. We're going to dive more into that in the Africa Business Academy. You know, Africa Business Academy also brings investment representatives from different countries, Ghana, Tanzania, Rwanda. We had a lot of guest speakers who really tell us about the market, the industry. We had investment opportunities in other areas, such as tech, for example. So if you are really wanting to get a broader scope, not just the real estate, I would highly suggest that you join our community at the Africa Business Academy, and you will automatically get lifetime access to the Africa Real Estate Network. All right. So I'm going to share the links with you now. Stop the screen share. So let me go in this chat box. First of all, I'm going to share with you chat here. So for those of you interested to join our Africa Real Estate Network, okay, I have to copy it again. All right, the link is here right now to everyone. I've just posted it in Zoom. Again, if you're watching the replay on YouTube, you're going to find it under the video. All right, this is the link, $197. You will receive only a thank you email, and that means you're in, okay? I'm going to send a couple of offers that we have coming up right now in August, but it will officially launch in September. However, you have just banked the early bird discount. All right. Lifetime access, I'm not going to ever back to 197. You're in the room today. This is it. Okay. So again, I'm going to share for the Africa, let me put it, Africa Real Estate Network. And this is for all of you who are interested in investing in real estate in Africa, investing in land, agricultural land, or you are an expert in the sector yourself. You want to connect. You're an architect, interior designer, you are in property management or whatever. That is that. And if you want to join the Africa Business Academy, I'm going to post that for you as well. If you're saying, you know what, I'm going to be full in, I want to join the academy, because with the academy, we're meeting every week live almost. Now in the summit will be every second week, but here is also the link to the Africa Business Academy. And that means we are really serving you across different sectors, not just real estate, agriculture, tourism, food processing, manufacturing, and also remember the Africa Business Jumpstarters. Also, if you are keen to start a knowledge-based or a skill-based business within 3 months, we're already on it. We're 1 month in, but you have the recordings in the ABBA family. This is actually, I'm holding your hand right now, and I know several ABBA members are in the room. We have already discussed their knowledge-based business model. We went into great detail. So it was not like, okay, I'm going to be a real estate consultant. That's it. No, we said exactly what kind of offering, whom are you matching it to, whom are you selling it to, and what your offer should look like. So we went into great detail. We had people across the health industry, across real estate, across tourism offerings. What else comes to my mind? Others as well. So we are covering this knowledge and skill-based business in the academy. All right, going to share the link again of the Africa Business Academy. Here, the real estate network is included. And again, if you want to log in your one-in-a-lifetime offer for our Africa Real Estate Network at $197 with lifetime access, you need to get it now. Okay, that's it. You need to get it now. I have posted both links, and if you're watching the YouTube replay, you will find the links below the video. So, dear Africa Business Jam Starters, I promised 45 minutes. Well, it was 45 minutes for the presentation, 15 minutes plus for introducing you into Africa Real Estate Network. I'm going to close. I'm not taking questions, but very, very briefly, because I can see a couple of questions in regards to those two offerings. So let me quickly summarize. The Africa Business Academy, ABBA, runs for a year, and you can get in with a $97 monthly subscription. It covers all countries, all business models, and we have experts from across industries. Having said that, I'm focusing in the Academy on passive income streams for the rest of the year, and also on the knowledge and skill-based business that we want to establish within 3 months, plus any other business you're building. I'm coaching you and consulting you in regards to any other business regularly. So during our lives, you can always ask questions. Okay, that's the Africa Business Academy. Let me post it one more time, because I think there was a little bit of a, that's the Africa Business Academy, okay? The Real Estate Network, the Africa Real Estate Network, is included for free. And I'm posting the link for the ABBA one more time. If you are not interested in my inner circle, the Africa Business Academy, you only want access to the Real Estate Network, then I'm posting the link here again. We're only focusing on real estate in this network, and about building a community where we can share expertise, get access to safe investments, take our money out of, not all of it, but take parts of our money out of Western banks, where it will just bleed value or not be safe because of bail-ins, and diversify in a way where we can get better returns. One last time, if you do not have tens of thousands US dollars to invest into real estate, you can still join the Africa Real Estate Network and see if you can create a service offering, right? Maybe you have skill or ambitions to create real estate management office services, or to become an agent for the developers, even while based in the US. By the way, that's something else. That's what the guy we're meeting on Monday at the Academy, but he will come back to the Real Estate Network, okay? We're just testing a small group with him right now. So this is the Real Estate Network, okay? I think I've said it all. You get links. Let me just quickly see. I think I have directly messaged it to just one person. Did you get the links? Can you let me know if you, sorry, can you let me know if you got the links? All right, fantastic. All right, that's it. Yes, absolutely. If you join the Academy now, your lifetime access to the Real Estate Network will remain. So even if you finalize the Academy membership at one point, you still get lifetime access to the Real Estate Network. Okay? All right, so my final words, dear Africa Business Jam Starters. You know, again, the world is in a place where I think we have not seen for generations. I know some of us are very worried or feel anxious. Some of us are maybe more relaxed about it. But I showed in my introduction, and please watch the YouTube video again if you have missed it. I showed in my introduction how really, really important it is that you do not sit idle, but that you take action steps to diversify your risk with your money and your residence, where you're living, and also in regards to your documents and your business. All right, and I've shared a few opportunities. We will discuss many more in the Real Estate Network and also in ABBA across industries. And I just want to say to you, stay safe. Be also sure to work on your own balance, your wellness. Yes, money is important, but in terms of crisis, if you're physically and mentally not well, it will be much harder to go through a crisis. And a global crisis, it's not just one crisis we have at the moment. We have political crises, we have food crisis, we have supply chain crisis, we have pandemic crisis, health crisis, you name it. It is going to get worse, much worse. I'm not putting a conspiracy out there. If you follow the research, even governments are now kind of admitting it. If you remember, I kind of put this out a year and a half ago during the session for the Great Reset. And now governments are admitting it. Brace for turbulent times. It doesn't mean, this is maybe like my last word, it doesn't mean that Africa is going to be completely calm and safe and not affected. I'm not saying that. It will come to this continent too. But the ripple effect may look different, because I feel like the epicenter is the West and maybe like China and so on. That's the epicenter. The other will be the ripple effect. So what I'm saying is just diversify. As I said, my diversification is Germany, Rwanda, and another market that I'm not putting out there yet. I'm going to let you know once I have done my investment. So I'm looking at a third market, and I'm spreading my money, my residence, my documentations between those markets. And I have several income streams. If one income stream breaks down, I have another one. If one country breaks down, I have another one. If one bank breaks down, I have another one. In fact, I have 2 or 3 other ones in each case. And I'm discussing not just with you as a community, but also with friends. How can we come together to make sure we can share resources and we can share knowledge and support each other? Stay safe, stay well. And for the Academy, I'll see you tomorrow. I haven't sent my email yet, the other members. We're seeing each other tomorrow in the Academy at the usual time, 11 a.m. EST, which is 4 p.m. UK time. Take care and stay at peace. Bye-bye for now.